Today's the 4th of July when I'm recording this, and 1 year ago, I was camping with my girlfriend at the time and her family. It was a pretty big breakthrough for our relationship, I'd say. I don't know, just thinking back at the time, it's kind of funny how big of a moment it was for us. But now, this 4th of July, I'm making this video and playing Minecraft alone. We broke up early this year, and it was sad. I mean, there's nothing wrong. We rarely fought or argued or anything like that. And I'd say that we're on good terms. I mean, we still had to see each other around and stuff. The main reason, what I said at the time, to her at least, was that it's just because I was losing interest. And that's true. But, like, there's so many reasons for why someone could be losing interest, and I just feel like it's kind of vague. And also, I still don't know why I lost interest in someone that I could have so much fun with, and just someone who's kind and honestly just amazing. Like, just put so much effort into our relationship, and I still just ended up losing interest. I mean, I wanted it to work. She definitely wanted it to work, but it still just kind of fell out, and here I am on 4th of July just playing Minecraft, I guess. At the time, my friend group and her friend group were pretty distinct, but over time, I guess, we're dating for about a year and a half, and as just over time, like, our friend groups kind of melded together, and some of my friends started dating some of her friends, and while not all those relationships lasted, I'd say they definitely still, there's still one or two that are holding strong, and I mean, I respect it, but I feel like there's some pressures for, if they make plans and their girlfriends will be there, things that I normally probably would have been invited to prior to breaking up. I obviously wouldn't get invited to those things now, just for the girl I broke up with sake, I guess. But it's kind of weird because I don't know, I'd say she's closer friends with my friends than I am closer to her friends by quite a bit. So if I'm planning something or my friends and are like, yeah, let's do it, I mean, she will probably end up getting invited either way. So it's kind of just, I'm losing, I don't know, access to a lot more social things than I would normally. And that just really sucks, I guess. Me and her, we were very close. I felt like I could just tell her anything. We had a very tight relationship, I'd say. I fully trusted her. She fully trusted me. And just losing that person to talk to sucks. But now, it's not like they're fully lost because we still will see each other occasionally at hangouts. And yeah, and a lot of times, I want to do stuff with my friends. It's our last summer together. But there'll just be plans that I'm just not able to get invited to, I guess. And that just sucks. I don't know. It just sucks. When I said I was losing interest to her, I mean, I brought it up very late. It had been happening just kind of for 3 months, just that dull feeling. Whenever we'd hang out, I'd still to have fun, but it was just so much less than what it used to be. And I don't think it was entirely the honeymoon stage of our relationship, because I was still having a good time around a year, or 8 months in. But around a year, it kind of just slowly crept up. And yeah, the small things I just start noticing, things that just don't need to be noticed at all. Things that will be almost beyond her control. I mean, she could definitely control them, but I never want to be you always hear about those controlling people or people that are just super demanding of their girlfriends, and everyone would be like that. So I'd be just super reluctant to bring just these small things up. And honestly, I still don't know if that was the right or wrong call. Um, is it better to think these like super nitpicky thoughts and not bring them up, or bring them up and be kind of portrayed as controlling? And it'd just be super small things. Things that honestly I would just feel horrible bringing up. Uh, I don't know. Like I said, we like really had any arguments. I think we're both really good about communicating. Well, she was, and I guess I tried to be, but obviously I didn't communicate everything enough. Not until it was too late. And often she would have to be like, "Hey, is everything okay?" Which she shouldn't have to. But I told her that I was kind of losing feelings, but we agreed to try it, to keep trying for a little bit. And things were kind of getting better, but they weren't great. I mean, I was putting in the effort. I was really trying for things to get better. But then one day she said, after I was kind of being distant, I guess, and I knew I was being distant, not on purpose, but just how the day was going, I guess, just one of those days. She asked if everything's okay, or if things were getting better, and I think she kind of knew what my answer was going to be. She might have regretted it asking that, but I told her the truth that I was still losing interest. And yeah, we broke up there. But yeah, we broke up there, and I don't know, it was difficult seeing her around and stuff at school. Again, this was just during our senior year, so yeah. And then we did the same sport. We both were on track, and once that started up, we kind of just started to get close to each other again. Just seeing each other every day, talking to each other, almost I guess being forced to. And then we started hanging out again and kind of talking, but nothing official. We became close. We FaceTime and stuff, and I talked to her. I really did need someone to talk to. I'm scared that I was almost using her. I don't want to think that I was, but I kind of went from having someone to lean on whenever things got stressful to having no one when we broke up. And then a lot of things hit me at once, I guess. And we started talking again. And I like to think that we would talk again, whether or not I was in that stressful situation, but I don't know. There's not really any way to tell, I guess, because what's happened. But yeah. Anyways, though, we started talking again. We kissed one time in her car, and that was kind of the start of us hanging out. We'd hang out after school and stuff. Still nothing official, but I mean, it might as well have been, honestly. Before we started talking again, when I was feeling stressed out, I still felt so productive. I mean, I was used to talking and hanging out with her a ton, and suddenly had like a lot of spare time, I guess. But I was also like just less lustful, I guess. I'd say I've always had like problems with lust or masturbating. Kind of like in an all or nothing. Either I'm abstaining or I'm honestly an addict. Like sometimes multiple times a day. And then I'll dial it back. I'll be like, okay, wait, lock in. But it's kind of just an ongoing cycle throughout my life. And I always feel a lot more productive when I'm not. I don't think it's healthy for me personally to be doing it. I mean, obviously for those who can control themselves better, um, completely go for it. But I just don't have the self-restraint when it comes to that for some reason. Just the temptation of being around her would often make it worse when I wasn't around. Like, my just lust worse when I wasn't around her. And yeah. So when we started talking again, those lustful ways of life, I guess, started popping back up. And that's just, I don't know. I want to say that that was also like part of the reason, one of the components for why I was losing interest, along with just like the nagging, or my mental nagging at her for small things beyond her control. I guess some examples would be like the way she drives. Like if she was braking too hard, I was tired or something. It would kind of all just stack up. And just judging her. Yeah, and that's just not a way to treat someone silently without them knowing. So once we started talking again, and I started feeling those lustful temptations, started kind of nagging at her again, I realized it's probably going to be the same end as the first time. I mean, if it didn't work the first attempt after however many months, I kind of just wanted to cut it off there. I don't want to lead her on, because keeping someone out of your thoughts when you're in a relationship, especially if they're targeted towards them, just isn't good. To keep secrets and stuff. And if I told her, then that'd be terrible. Like the thought of being with your partner and you knowing that they're judging random small things that you do. And just sitting in that relation, if I sat in the relationship, just leading her on thinking things that were getting better when they weren't, then that would just, I kind of saw that it's just not what I would want to be the case if I was in her shoes. And so one night when we were calling a lot. We'd call for like 5 hours at a time, just talking about stuff. And I felt like the conversations were productive. But anyways, one night I said, hey, can we talk? And then that was when I said, I think we should stop hanging out. And so that brings us to where we are now, where I'm playing Minecraft on the 4th of July. And I think back to just last year, or what this summer could have been like had we stayed together, where I would honestly have no shortage of anyone to hang out with. I'd probably just be able to constantly do stuff with her, or do stuff with my friends in like a nice big friend group, and it would have been fun. So then the question comes up of whether or not it's worth it to have a richer social life, and be in a relationship where you're having a lot of fun, but you don't necessarily feel like you are truly happy or growing as much as you want to grow, and just building bad habits that are taking away from nice here to like overall just productivity in life. I feel like going into college is such a giant opportunity to grow, and would being with this person limit my ability if they're building these bad habits and mentalities that I just honestly just don't like, that I have, or should I just move on? Anyways, though, I think that concludes my talk for this video, I guess. If this is the But that concludes my talk on my video. And yeah, this is the first video on my channel. I created this channel just to kind of help myself reflect my thoughts and possibly like relay just what I'm going through and how I approach it to other people who might be going through similar things. And if you somehow found the first video on my channel and watched it this far and listened to my rant, then thank you. If you have any insights or comments or anything, just let me know down below. That'd be greatly appreciated. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good one.